Hey.
Yo.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey!
I got you sound effects.
Thank you.
We're here.
We were just complaining today that I need to get me some sound effects.
Oh, you need it.
Welcome, everyone! We finally made it.
We're here. Are we going to let
Let's
people
go.
fill in for a sec?
Yeah, let's let people fill in. I still need to actually kick off the airdrop.
Yeah, they're all just waiting, looking at their collection.
I know. Last minute approvals happening at Record Shop. All right, let me get my list of users. Guys, I'm so excited to kick these off to everyone.
What up, Spawn?
Spawn in the chat.
Let's send out the rare cards first, I think.
Oh yeah, I gotta pull up mine. I'm gonna watch it come in.
Do any of us beatbox? Apparently we can fill in the time with that. I can't. I don't know if either of you can.
I'm like trying to rehost the stream right now, and I'm failing miserably.
I think it's good because Danny connected yours already, no?
No, you know what? I think I might have been still logged into the Record Shop.
Just reshared to our own
Yeah,
Twitch.
which doesn't help. Yeah.
Perfect. Love
I
it.
got
Love it.
Well, now we're hosting it, so it's
Sweet.
cool.
All right,
we're
folks.
good.
Well, we've got a couple of special guests on today. We're waiting for Obi to come and join us. And a little later on, we're going to have some of our community members come on and talk about their experience as well. But first off, I am so excited to introduce a friend of ours from Metapurse. And Metapurse is one of Record Shop's investors. So I've got Avies coming on. Let me get her in here. Yo, Avies.
Hello. Hi.
Hey. Thanks for connecting with us.
No problem. Bright and
I
early
know.
over here where I am, but it's all good.
Yeah. Where are you right now?
Right now I'm actually in India. Normally based in Canada. Yeah, but on vacation and actually visiting the Metapurse team as well. Most of us are based in India, so it's been great to connect with the team here.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What time is it there?
It is 6:30 a.m.
It is
Oh my
6:30 a.m.
gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. That's early, I know.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Super
Very
excited. It
appreciated.
seems like a really cool event, and yeah, can't wait to see what's going on.
Yeah, I guess we were hoping you could talk a little bit about, well, for those of us who might not know about Metapurse, what do you guys do? Why did you choose to invest in Record Shop? And why don't we start with that?
Yeah, no problem. So at Metapurse, we're always kind of on the lookout for companies that are paving the way and artist-led. And Record Shop really stood out to us. We believed in the team and the team's vision to really empower artists to connect with fans. So we are really happy and excited that we invested. Project has been awesome, such a success, and the team also just awesome and very transparent with us all along the way. I know part of our team as well also spent some time with Obi and Crispin in Mexico. That was before I joined the team, unfortunately, but they talk about that trip a lot. Love that time, got really great vibes from the team and fell in love with Record Shop even more there.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I am also jealous that I didn't work here then.
Yeah.
Obi, when you come on, I'm available anytime you need some help down in Mexico.
Exactly.
So one thing I wanted to bring you on for and have the Metapurse come and chat with us about is obviously you guys are so involved in Web3 and seeing what's happening. So I told you a little bit about this event. I just wanted to get your thoughts and what your team has been thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just such a cool event. I mean, I haven't really seen anything like it myself. What is it, over like 250 basically fans get to play a role in creating and producing music. I think Web3 blockchain technology and this community, couldn't do anything like that without it. So it's just been really cool to see this unroll and just kind of, follow the journey and see what's going on. Record Shop was actually my first foray into NFTs too, into Web3 and everything like that before I joined Metapurse. So yeah, it's just been really cool to see where this project is going and, have people here to hang out and see the reveal.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate that. I did see Obi just pop in and then he just stepped away. So I was going to bring him on. So we can try to get ourselves invited to his place. But here he comes. Hey, Obi.
Hey, I was just grabbing my power. Sorry about that.
No worries. I was just like about to click. And I was like, oh, he just walked away. Okay. Got to stall. Hello. Well, welcome.
Good to see everyone.
Good to see you.
See you too. So yeah, I hear we got a reveal going on today.
We do.
Yeah. I'm giving you more sound effects, Lisa. You need one of these.
How do you do your sound effects? Do you have it on like one of those little boxes with the creative buttons on it?
No, I have it just mapped to my keyboard.
To an 88 key
Yeah.
MIDI keyboard.
5 samples mapped to 88 keys.
Yeah. You can just flop wherever and it's going to do something.
All good. Yeah. That's cool.
Love it.
That works.
Wicked. Just waiting for the airdrop to be ready to go. So I think maybe we'll say thank you very much to Avies for joining us. Let her go get her coffee. It's so early for her. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Avies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
I had 2 emails for approvals on this airdrop. Was I supposed to push this through on my end?
We're so organized.
Nick is the gatekeeper.
We are a smooth operation.
It would be Nick.
Pretty sure Byron's doing all of it for us right now.
It just says needs approval. I approve. They're approved. I didn't even look at them. No, they're great. They look awesome.
They are great. Well, maybe while we're waiting for the airdrop, we can come take a peek at them because I've got them at least set up in the preview mode. So we can come take a peek. Should we start with the common collectible or the rare collectible?
Oh, yeah, we got to build it. We got to start from
You
the
gotta build
bottom,
it.
right?
Yeah, common.
Okay. All right. Let me get it up.
Yo, shout out to Spawn for gifting some subs.
Hey, shout out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, here it is, our common collectible. So this is going out to our 320 some odd players who were on into or who completed the challenge but weren't necessarily live at the event providing input, because that was only 250. That's why we keep saying 250 and not 320. Very beautiful. So you still get a copy of the full track.
Nice.
The front and the back face.
Cool,
Can you
cool.
tell us a little bit about the characters? Because I've heard it's been a while since you've talked about them.
Yeah, so we work with an artist by the name, or an illustrator by the name of Petty Rep, who most notably worked for Monster Cat and did a ton of their original illustrations of the actual Monster Cat. And then went on to work with a ton of other people in the dance music space. And if anybody has followed us over the years, we've had him do tons of cover art, promo flyers and stuff. Done a few music videos, including our song Forever Love with bingo players. And yeah, we went to him about this because he had done artwork for us and Lena on a song called Borderline, which came out awesome. And we basically were like, let's repurpose those same characters and give them some other accessories and use them for this. So yeah, he killed it. And his name is Petty Rep.
Petty Rep.
Petty Rep. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the final go ahead that I can click the
You think he'd be
airdrop
down to
button.
do some artifacts and stuff?
So he just got hired for like a pretty big full-time gig. And I have talked to him about it a bit, along with, he does a channel called Funky Panda, which is a really big YouTube channel. He does all of their art, but he's like a partner in it. So we've definitely talked a few times. I'll keep you posted.
All right. So basically, no.
Well, you never know.
Short version.
You never know.
Yeah, I love the Borderline
All good,
track.
all good.
Thanks. We had fun making that.
I love
Yeah,
how
that was a
distinctive
good one.
that art is. It's great.
Borderline feels like it was made forever ago. When
I know,
did
right?
we put that? When did we put that out?
It
Why do I have
wasn't
to
that
think so
long
hard
ago.
about this?
Was
Oh,
that
God.
pre-COVID?
No.
No, we did
No
it during
way.
the pandemic. It had to have been, right?
For sure.
Like 2020? No?
No. I mean, it was like 6 months ago, probably.
No.
Oh my god. Hold
No
on.
way.
Hold
I
on.
don't buy that.
I'm looking this up because now I'm mad. Hold
Who's
on one
gonna
second.
Google one of us
fine.
right the fastest?
I'm finding it. Let me see.
But that was the first one that was just...
2021.
No, but when did we make it?
I know.
Oh, yeah. Who knows with that? I mean, like, we have a track coming out in a month that was from like August of 2020 or something.
Yeah.
You know that's how it works.
I wrote it during the pandemic in 2020, and then I think you guys picked it up and started
Yes.
working on it
Right.
in like
right,
early
That's what it was.
2021.
Yes. Phileas Fogg's got it right. 1989.
I was 3 years old.
Sold.
Done.
Love it. Midwest NFT gifted a sub to Wushak.
Thank
40.
you. Thank you, thank you. All right.
Ed,
kicking
Ed's
off
not
this.
getting sound. Ed just always needs a little help. And now he's
What?
going to roast me.
Yeah.
I think everybody else can hear. I think this might not be a us problem.
No, it's definitely an Ed problem. We're cool. I trust me, guys. We're cool.
All right. Airdrop is on the way for the collaboration edition.
Nice.
So let's go
Awesome.
take a peek at what you're getting. Ooh. So it looks a little different. I don't know if you noticed the difference in the background. We've got, let me share this one again. So the nice sunbeam effect behind them. But then when you come to the collaboration edition, we get to see all of us who are co-producers in the background.
There's also a coin difference on those.
Yeah, a little bit of a
Little
coin
bit.
difference.
Yeah.
1 coin to 100 coin. You get the track. Plus, you get some really cool content. So I'll play the video. Maybe I can play that now while the airdrop is working its way through the 250 people. So let me bring that up.
I love that you guys use my track for the intro, so keep talking. I get to hear it on a regular basis.
All right, so here we are. Welcome. If you guys are in Discord, you will qualify for the collectible where you get co-production credits on this record, which is super dope, and you'll get the card as well. And hopefully we get to enough people here where it becomes a rare card. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Actually, the goal is to just make a dope record, and if it becomes a rare card, great. If not,
Bonus.
it's still a
Bonus.
dope record. Yeah. So Danny's gonna pull up the track and just kind of run you through some of the things we've come up with, some of the dope vocals Lena's come up with. We'll work on arrangement with you guys. We'll work on narrowing in on sound choices, drop choices, vocal choices. There's a bunch of different vocals. And then after we walk through it, maybe Lena can talk about the process of what she did to get to this place of
Yeah.
the most unique recording session she's ever done.
Now, question, you guys, I'm gonna do all, so there's like basically 3 effects here. There's like a crazy blown out distortion. There's a 4-bit shift where Lena sounds kind of like pitched down. And there's the vocoder. Maybe we'll decide if it sounds, it probably have to like kind of just pick one or the other, but I'll just play around with them and we can kind of see what people are feeling.
When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Just cut me loose, you know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name.
So that's like the crazy blown out. Now let's hear it shifted down. I'm gonna throw a reverb on too.
Comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. You just cut me loose, you know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name.
Cool. And now let's hear it like just with this vocoder, and then maybe we can try it like vocoder with the vocal kind of supporting it, or we can do the vocal up front with the vocoder supporting it. Let's check this.
I just did a basic vote of vocal processing, what people prefer, blown out, pitched down, or vocoder. The vocoder's just flying. It's flying.
Okay, but it seems like people they want to hear Lena's vocal, and the vocoder just can like kind of support it, back it up. So it's almost like cool texture, but you're not like, okay, they went that route.
Danny's going in the black hole right now.
I know, right? This is how it goes.
Welcome to producing. It's not normally 2 hours. It's normally like hundreds. It's funny because I sat down and I wrote 3 songs. It took me about 6 hours just sitting there trying to write everything, recording it. It was a lot of work, and I had no idea how it was going to come together. You know, and you just sort of just praying to God it's going to work. And you guys have such great instincts, and I think Nick is right that this is going to be the new A&R, you know, for the future. You know, you guys tell us what we should be making that you want to hear, and we'll make it. I think this is so cool.
Somebody said, Crafty Beard said, won't be the same.
Oh, that's a good option too. I like that.
That's an option.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we roll with those 3? Call my name, da da da, and won't be the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome point here. TGF in Discord said music industry won't be the same after this.
Oh,
so
snap.
I think it's just a cool like layer on the creative process too. Like obviously the idea of us, 3 of us going in a studio or 1 of us going in a studio making a record is always going to exist, but as like another option and another thing we can do to 1, engage fans, but 2, just to change up the creative process, because as you guys might know, making records by yourself, or if you're just making the same type of stuff all the time and you have the same process, it gets old. And this is definitely like a big refresh. So thank you all for being part of it. All right, so overwhelming result right now is, and it was only after I mentioned TGF's comment, whatever. Won't be the same overwhelming majority here.
Nice.
Yep.
I like the double meaning of it. I think it's awesome.
Sick.
Won't be the same as the name of the record. You guys voted for it. It won.
It was pretty awesome. I think I would love to know what people wish we could have accomplished that we didn't. But I think it worked really well where like we had enough of a framework that we actually got the whole thing like pretty much finished. And this is definitely not the track that we would have made if it was just the 3 of us. So in that sense, I said mission accomplished, and it was a lot of fun to do.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
We did it. We did it.
Yo, I couldn't stop smiling through that whole thing. Like that night
Same.
was so much fun.
That was so nice to watch again. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Ed said, I remember Danny trying to get bossy and the people spoke.
Yo, I never put my foot down in the studio. That's incorrect.
I love it. Obi,
You
what
guys
did
are
you
all
think
children
of
with
this?
that cowbell, though.
Yeah,
Children.
Cowbell's super important, man. There's all sorts of things around the house you could use as a cowbell.
That is
That's
true. Oh yeah, maybe next time we got to get people to vote, like what kind of Foley, what we bring in unconventional
yeah.
instruments.
Yeah, that's.
I really want to know like what people would like to see in the future. Is it like a different genre? Is it a different like just instrumental, or is it more a songwriting based thing? Like I think there's so many different ways it could go. It'd be really interesting to hear what people want out of the experience.
What would you do differently?
I don't know. We tried to keep it as straightforward as we could, where it was pretty like we weren't having to do a lot of work on the fly. I would like if people could see a little more like behind the scenes, like we made it sort of simple where it was like, here's a vocoder knob, here's a reverb knob, and like maybe there's a producer community that wants to know a little bit more about the nuts and bolts. But I wasn't able to wrap my head around how to get that across in 2 hours.
I don't
Yeah,
know if you just
agreed.
saw my face when you said that you didn't do very much. I was like,
So much, Danny. Like you don't even understand.
Yeah,
Just-
to Danny's
just-
point, I think we were talking about it today. Like maybe there's a layer where if there are producers, they can contribute something, whether that's a
Yeah.
loop or a sample or some kind of Foley. Like if people can't produce, but they have some crazy sound effect that they want to record on their phone and submit, that's an option. I think
That could be fun.
That would be
Yeah.
really dope.
Yeah.
Also, like lyric suggestions, stuff I should write about. Like, what kind of style of melody you want me to do?
Yeah.
Just like little stuff like that would be great to know ahead of time too. So
Maybe some of that stuff could be handled like over the course of a week or two, like on a Discord channel.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
that it, kind of builds up. It
Yeah.
also incentivizes for those that want to be more involved to like kind of get in early on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's,
Yeah, I
there's
like that.
definitely a lot of innovation we could do here. And I could see us investing in technology around making things like uploading samples and making decisions and like integrating the whole thing to make it super cool. Because we're literally going to investors and we're going, hey, check this out. Like this is one of the super cool things we're doing. So I think investing in doing some of that stuff is on the long-term roadmap for sure.
Yeah.
It's
remember one of-
definitely. Go ahead. Sorry.
one of the users mentioned like, oh, it'd be so great if even the stream, there was the private chat that everybody could see the whole time, but it was locked to certain users. Then there's the public chat that everybody can see. Like Nick, you were mostly ignoring that, but you were still checking it out every once in a while. To have that all kind of built in right into the Record Shop website.
You know what? Riffing on that idea, there's probably a hardcore subset of users in those 250. Probably, I would guess at least some of them are probably aspiring producers themselves or have the the free time and interest to probably want to watch you do the pre-work that goes into it, even if
totally.
it's not interactive, like just as a little on your shoulder, over your shoulder kind of view of how that decision making goes in, and it would also make them more informed, during the interactive process, I would think, or maybe there's a bulletin board or a Discord chat going on like during that process so they can see what's going on. Like
Yeah.
the part that's not as much of a spectacle. Like I like that a lot.
Right. Yeah, for the people that want to do like a deep dive on it.
Yeah.
Well, and we've been thinking about it, like Nick and I aren't the best at it, but whenever we do like a remote collaboration, we try to record it just on the off chance that it turns into something and we want to clip it out, it becomes part of a collectible. Like why not
It's
capture all
literally
that stuff?
I used to say that when I was doing kickoff calls with artists back in the day. That's something I would say on every call. I was saying, you know, in this new world we're entering, you probably want to record and document like as much of the creative process as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you score a hit, imagine the worth of the notes, you know, the lyric notes, the like Lena, the first time you hit the top line that becomes a hit, right? Like
Right.
when the time when that moment, because usually when you decide that oh, you got the riff or you got the hook, you know, with the vocal, like you all look at each other and you're like,
Yes.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Exactly,
never
right.
get to see
Like-
that side of stuff, and it
Yeah,
would be
you
really
usually
cool.
Lose that. You usually lose that, and that's one of the best parts of producing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Agreed.
so that's fun to share with fans as well. It's a lot of overhead, you know, having all those gigabytes of video floating around, but
People
Sure.
would actually laugh if they saw me going through that process for Won't Be the Same, though, because I was so sick. I had Omicron that whole week. So I had to actually
Right.
like sit there by myself with brain fog, coming up with 3 different songs, and I still don't know how
That
I
all
did it.
had to perfectly interchange, and yeah.
I don't know how I did it, but I'm just so happy it did, and it turned out like this. So thanks, guys, again for involving me in this. This was awesome.
Somebody in Twitch said maybe a mixing producing session follow up too. So yeah, the process of us just mixing the record afterward would be interesting.
Yeah.
So
That'd
I
be
think that
wicked.
there's a lot we could do. I'm super psyched we were the first to do it. I've said it a million times, but like to be the first in this space to do anything is a feat in itself because it moves a mile a minute, and every day there's a million new things happening. So
Yeah.
I think that's awesome, but I'm really excited about where this can go. I think it's a big differentiator for Record Shop and for us.
Yeah.
now, I know we managed to get at least 1 or 2 reporters interested in covering it. I haven't had my head in that side of the business, like, but have we gotten coverage? Like, because I think it's newsworthy. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like you said,
I haven't been
first
following
time
it as
in-
much. There was the Music
Okay.
Business Worldwide article. I know that went out.
Right.
And I know there's some other stuff that's supposed to be coming in.
Yeah, I could have sworn something was going to come out either today or tomorrow, but I don't know. On EDM.com or something. I don't know.
Cool.
That would be
All
great.
right.
Yeah.
That would be great. All right, what should we do
Jacob-
next?
Jacob Knowles on Twitch said, "I like spectacle. There could be more live vocals, like the finale performance by Ed Sheeran on The Voice." Did you see that?
I
So-
didn't see it, but I know
That's a lot of
that was-
pressure, guys.
I know,
A lot of
but
pressure.
there were. I feel like there were a lot of comments saying like, "Oh, Lena, it would be cool if you did like a falsetto line or like some other like kind of. This would be good for like ad libs." And those are all things we could have taken in and like tried to incorporate after the fact. That's it is a lot of pressure, but like just another option that would be cool.
Everyone wants me to sing live.
I
Thanks,
know, right?
guys. That's nice.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Just be Ed Sheeran, Lena. Figure it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, people, I don't know. I have family members that are like, "Oh, you play piano. Can you just go play us something?" I'm like, "I'm not a clown. Like, that's not the way this
They-
works."
They think we're a jukebox. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
why they do that.
100%.
They're like, play for us right now, right this second.
Well, my family says that too with spreadsheets for me, so like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Love it.
That is
I
so
love it.
delightfully nerdy. I love it.
It's not true.
That makes me so happy.
All right,
Really
well, what
quick,
should we
just-
do next? Should we check out the track or should we play the credit roll?
Whatever you guys want to do. Can you play the credit roll with the track? Is that
Well,
something-
the credit roll's got the loop behind it.
I can mute it.
People are saying track.
People really want the track.
track.
All right,
Track.
yeah, I got the track
Let's do
pulled up.
it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Cool. Lisa, will you hold down the background
Yep.
music?
Yes, thank you for the reminder.
All right, here we go.
so bad to give in to feeling love? I can't help that I'm craving you way too much. Going crazy, we don't even have to touch. Cause when it leaves your lips, I'll lose myself in it. Even when I'm alone and it's 4 a.m., I keep hearing your voice again and again. It doesn't matter cause I already know you'll say it and I'll keep on losing control. When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Oh, just cut me loose. You know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Oh, just cut me loose. You know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Da-da-da-dum, 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 da-da-da-dum. Is it so bad to give in to feeling loved? I can't help that I'm craving you way too much. Going crazy, we don't even have to touch. Cause when it leaves your lips, I'll lose myself in it. Even when I'm alone and it's 4 a.m., I keep hearing your voice again and again. It doesn't matter cause I already know you'll say it and I'll keep on losing control. When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Oh, just cut me loose. You know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Oh, just cut me loose. You know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Da-da-da-dum, 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 da-da-da-dum. When it comes to you, don't know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name. Oh, just cut me loose. You know what to do. I won't be the same when you call my name.
Awesome. Nice
Well
work, you
done,
guys.
everyone.
It looks like a bunch of them are seeing their cards
So
pop up,
catchy.
which is great.
Yeah.
So
We
so
did a thing. We did a
It's
thing.
such a good thing.
Raptors 578 with the low serial number 8.
Oh,
Good
shit.
for you.
And I love seeing all the familiar names on the credit roll.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. And people from everywhere.
Yeah.
Obi could probably tell us best, like, what is the user base on Record Shop? What are some of the places that have jumped out to you that surprise you that people are collecting from in the world?
In Russia, collectible collect you. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to answer that. It's pretty well spread. I think we're gonna have to do a Spanish language like translation, which the site is set up to do because I mean it's it's amazing how few people we have from Latin America, and I'd love that to go up. You know.
Yeah.
And electronic music is huge in South America. Like trance and techno and progressive house is super, and EDM, super huge in Mexico, for instance. Relatively few amount of users there, despite trying. But yeah, I don't know. It's a. I mean, have you guys you have an answer to that question? Because these are a lot of new fans for you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've noticed. So when we first joined the community and got in Discord, the first 100 people in the Fried Fam subthread, we physically mailed out autographs, serial autographs to them all, and some of the notable places were Dubai, Hong Kong, in the middle of nowhere in Canada, and I only knew some of those places because we'd been there.
We've toured there, yeah.
Like towns with 50 people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool to see that it was spread out all over the place. And then there were people like that live maybe a half hour from me in New Jersey, and people in Connecticut and stuff. So
Right.
it's awesome to see that there's a base of people that just all roll together and are part of the same community and communicate together in Discord like they're friends, but they've never met each other in person, and they're on opposite sides of the world. That's really incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. We were talking about this on the spaces with Finn, and maybe this is a good opportunity to bring on some of our co-producers that we got in the background here.
Let's do it.
Let me get them
Shout
on
out to
here.
Spawn with the number 2.
Yeah, what a pull.
Nice.
Guys, I'm
You
actually
deserve
going
it.
to Lisa. Unless you need me a little bit longer, I'm juggling a whole bunch of things tonight. So
No, thank you so much, Obi, for joining.
Thank you, Obi.
thank
Later,
you,
man.
everyone.
Thanks,
Nick, Danny, you guys rock. Hasta la vista.
Thank you.
Next time.
Thanks so much.
Congrats.
So I'm trying to follow this. I just ditched the restream chat because it's not refreshing like I want. Twitch is refreshing faster.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you guys?
No, it's working for me.
It's working.
And like I see someone saying Edmonton isn't the middle of nowhere. Nick did not say Edmonton. Nick did not. He's talking like Lloydminster, Fort
Yeah.
McMurray, just like no,
Yeah.
no.
And despite it being like popular, it's still in the middle of nowhere as Saskatoon.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right, last Raven up in here.
Yeah, we got
Yep.
Finn the cat, Last Raven. Some of
Yeah.
our super
How are you guys
positive.
Oh, and
community
congrats,
members.
by the way, on the community
Congrats.
mod positions. I feel
Oh,
like they
yeah.
could not
Yeah.
have gone to more deserving people because you guys are like active as hell in the Discord.
Thanks. It's was a bit of a surprise, I must admit. It was exciting honor to have bestowed upon myself and obviously Last Raven. And the rest of the crew. Congratulations to the others. So
Yeah.
it's special role, and look forward to booting people out. No, I'm kidding.
Redirecting
I wouldn't
them
do
to the support or to get it out of general. Get it out.
Win withdrawals.
When?
Well, now we have an answer.
Yeah, right.
We do.
So that'll be when Record Shop Studio event.
Right.
Yeah. And
So-
no more win airdrops. So we got that now.
Yay.
Yeah, actually, we did an airdrop last night in our Fried Fam hang, but I think all of you guys here are deserving of it as well. So I'm just going to drop the link in Twitch, and you get the airdrop too. You get an
Snap.
airdrop. You get an airdrop.
Nick playing Oprah.
Everybody's getting it. So that's going in right now. Airdrop as in a link to our
A link. Yeah.
DJ
A
mix.
drop-
It only aired
A
on
Dropbox link.
Sirius XM Globalization.
Nice.
That mix aired, but it is yours now. Do as you wish.
JC Den wants to know when we can do this again. I'm free. I mean, like next week, I'm looking pretty good.
Alright.
We should make this. We should make this like not a once a year kind of thing. We should make this. And honestly, I would love to be on the other end of it and participate. Like watch someone else work, see how they do things differently. Because if we just do it again, it's gonna be won't be the same. It's gonna be more of the same.
More of the same.
Well done. Well done.
You know, and if it's all about innovating, like I think the more minds you can get in here, like doing their thing, the more ideas we'll come up with, and I think that would be awesome.
Agreed. Yeah, we've
Sounds
got.
fun. I'll be keen for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out what artist makes sense for the next one with the record shop, and then we'll just like mod the next one.
We'll do the color commentary.
Yeah.
Actually, that could be really interesting if you guys are on there, because then you can ask the other producer questions, like why did you do, that specific synth, like, like little stuff like that, which I think could be kind of fun to have producer to producer interaction like that.
Yeah,
so that actually could be cool.
And you could ask the vocal questions, which we have none of.
Yeah.
I will have all of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Somebody in Twitch said, or HouseTube on Twitch said, Kaiser Disco Fries. Yes, we did a record together, which is sitting on our hard drive right now, and we're working on a plan for it. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
We forgot about that.
yeah, he messaged me today actually about it. So we're working it out.
Another one of the early adopters.
Yep. Lena, has there been anybody on Record Shop that you want to collab with, or that you've come across that I don't know, new artist you've discovered on there?
Yeah, someone
yet?
new you found, or
I don't want to answer that until I do a deep dive. I want to do a proper deep dive and actually come back to you with a good answer. Is what I
Fair
want
enough.
to
Awesome.
do. So.
Phileas is with us.
Hi, Phyllis. You were in the chat.
Hey, how's
but
everybody
it was
doing?
Okay, you're supposed to be on video too.
Phileas, are you at the pub, mate?
I
You're
am.
at the pub,
I am. This is a
What a bloody legend. What a legend. You're always at the pub.
It's
I
just
think
no.
you
I
might
own
live
a
there or
pub.
something.
I literally own a pub. That's why. So
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
own a pub, why would you not be there 24/7?
Cheers, mate.
Everybody just got FOMO like crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I would love to know from our 3 participants and co-producers, what were some of the highlights of the experience for you? Do you want to start with Finn?
Yeah, honestly, it was such a vibe, man. It's kind of like seemed like a bit of a dream to me, because around that time it was like the festive season, everyone was in a good mood anyway, and I just remember getting on it and having a great time. Like I had my gins going, and kind of like Phileas here with his beer, but it was great. It was probably like some of the ideas that came from the crowd that you reminded me about, Lisa, were some of the coolest things. Like, like the 3 at the top obviously had some stuff and like lined up, and then we could vote on, but then there was like curveballs from like left field and stuff, and that shit was cool, man. And it was cool, like people were thinking outside the square, and the artists were receptive to it, and that's magic, man.
Hang on, we got to address this.
Thank you. Is that New Zealand specific, out of the square versus out of the box?
yeah, I thought the same thing actually. I was like, what?
I really hope that it is,
I
because
think
I'm
it
gonna
is New
start
Zealand
saying that.
specific. Okay.
I love it. Ooh,
We
Jack with the
also
100.
have the one
Nice.
about the square peg in the round hole, but I'm sure you guys have that one too.
Yes.
We have the square
Have
peg round
that
hole,
one.
but it's thinking outside of the box. But I like thinking outside of the square so much better now.
And in passing with the accent, I almost thought it was a square pig in a round hole. So like we can just start coming up with like a whole list of things that are New Zealand specific.
There we go.
So
Kansas or Kiwi.
So in New Zealand, they say a square box in a round hole. They got it all backwards.
There we go. Yeah,
We
we're
just-
switching it around.
Nice.
We're a bit backward down here.
I guess over to Last Raven.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, so I don't have any background as a music producer, or so this is kind of my first introduction to this. I mean, I think we all play music when we're kids, and so we don't really understand what kind of goes into like the background, you know. And so it was just such a like interesting thing, and just to watch Danny work, you know, and just
Was it like
levers.
did it look more complicated than you thought it would be, or like kind of? I guess if you go with no expectations, it would be really interesting.
Yeah, I went in with basically no expectations, and I was like, you know, this looks easy, but I'm seeing a lot more. Like, there's just so much focus. I gotta see this happening, and it's just clear that there's just so much more kind of calculations kind of going on in your mind about what actually needs to happen, rather than what's kind of we're getting as an audience. And so that was just kind of amazing to watch, because I was just like, wow, that's, you know, if probably in a studio, I imagine it's happening at a lot slower pace. You know, you're probably tweaking things a little bit, going incrementally. And yeah, that was a lot faster pace than I imagined it would probably go.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. And because Nick, all three of us have talked about it before, that like you really do want to try to get everything moving as quickly as possible, because all the like downtime, if you start tweaking stuff, that's what kind of kills the productivity. Like if you've got a good vibe, it's all about like keep it moving, you know, like try to get stuff in a decent place quickly, so that you can just get on to the next part and keep that momentum. Which it was interesting that this session felt the same. Like it had that same kind of energy that you get if the three of us were in the room.
It really did. It was kind of crazy. But also, Danny is downplaying his skills. He's been doing this a long time and can do stuff quickly because he's been doing this a long time. So.
There's
Ed said I didn't do shit. Me, specifically Nick. And,
yeah, specifically, right, because I was manning the keyboard and Lena did all the vocals, but I mean, like, we need emotional support. No, Nick has the ear. Nick has the ear.
That was savage, bro.
emotional support.
Nick has the ear, and like, honestly,
That was
there's...
funny.
You can be technically proficient, and it's not going to yield anything musical or, you know, whatever. So that's what I love about being in a duo, especially with Nick, is because we have such different strengths that together we become like a whole artist, whereas apart, we would make very different music probably. You would hear a lot of music from Nick and no music from me. And... It works better because we've really like filled in all the like deficiencies or whatever like that the other has.
Yeah, and kudos to Lena for being a solo artist and crushing it, because it's hard
real
by yourself.
I was so stressed, but we made it work.
No, but in general, like just being able to have a career in music, one as a woman, and then by yourself, it like talk about like the odds stacked against you, and like you made it happen. That's incredible.
Thank you, friend. Let me tell you, it definitely it hardens you being in this business and being a woman. You definitely like get a backbone for sure. But
Have you told us a story of how the three of you got all hooked up and working together?
We did a record together. When was
it part-time?
Part-time was like
part-time
3 or 4 years ago. It was a while ago. We're all like New York centric. I was living in New York for a long time. Nick is in Jersey. Lena's in New York. And then I think maybe we got connected through our friend Dimitri, who's also in New York. And there's actually surprisingly not a huge like electronic music community there. There's some producers, but it's a little more spread out. Jersey, New York. Anyway, I feel like it's a fairly tight-knit community because it's small, so everyone knows each other, and you just work with everybody, basically.
Yeah, and I think I actually met you, Nick, for the first time at the Armada mixer.
The Armada office.
I was
yep.
like the awkward person that's like, "Hi, I'm Lena. We did a record together," and he was like, "Oh my god!" So,
Yeah. I did not realize that at all. Yeah, so that was it.
Yeah. So, Phileas, what was your, I don't know, what were your like takeaways of the event? What surprised you? What would you like to see more of besides cowbell? Don't say cowbell.
Yeah. Absolutely. We discredited the cowbell during this whole track, but that's all good. But no, for me, I'm like last Raven and Finn. Well, actually, maybe not so much Finn, but zero experience in trying to put anything together musically, right? I couldn't even carry a note if you put it in a wheelbarrow, you know. So, but this experience exposed me to, you know, I don't want to like milk the cow too much, but how good you guys are at what you do. I mean, Lena.
Thanks, man.
Lena put that shit together. Like, I mean, she was ready for wherever it was going, you know, on the vocals, and then you guys were ready to switch at a moment's notice during the collaboration to truly say, like, this is what the people want to hear. I mean, you guys added the cowbell, right? I mean, like, you guys, none. Lena, Nick, Danny weren't having a cowbell in that shit till 250 people told you gotta put a cowbell in there. You know? Like,
So before we go any further, I want to ask you, Phileas Foggs, who owns a pub, how do you get into NFTs and record shop?
That is a great question.
Well, you know, being a bar owner, you get exposed to so many people from so many different, like, it's so eclectic, the people that come into my bar, right? And I've got people who have like $5 to spend all week, and they come here and they spend it on one beer, and they want to get a really good craft beer, right? They don't want to just, they could go down the street and buy a Bud Light or 5 Bud Lights, but they come here and spend the money on one good craft beer. And then I also get people who are like, you know, engineers and CEOs, and they all come in, and everyone has different levels of income. And that's what I love being in a bar experience, because especially my particular bar it's more of a restaurant, to be honest. It's kind of set up like a bar, but people come here for the food. So that changes the dynamic a little bit, because everyone who comes in here, it has a different story. So one of my customers introduced me to Topshop, and so I got involved in Topshop early, not early, but like, you know, I got involved in Topshop, and I got involved in the Topshop, what's it called, Discord, and in there someone mentioned Record Shop, and I was like, wow, let's jump on this, because it's like I've always had a kinship since the first time I've ever heard music. I always wanted to hear something like this. And then finally, as I grew older, it became a thing. Like, you know, I'm older than probably most of the guys in this room, but I was listening to like electronic dance music, and I was like, this is my thing. And so that when I got Record Shop and the NFTs and the electronic dance music all in one package, I was like, this is me. This is what I want. You know, and so
that's amazing.
That's a great story.
If that answers your question, I don't know. But basically, it was one of my customers. The short answer is one of my customers said you should look at NFTs. You know.
That's awesome. Number one. Number two, we all now want to go to your restaurant.
Yep.
Oh, 100%.
Participate in what you have going on there. We can participate to create with your restaurant and your chef.
Ooh, on the big screen behind him.
And number three, this is a second story today I heard like this. I was watching something with Shaq earlier, and somebody asked him what his first investment was, and he said he was at a bar and somebody was talking about Google, and he started talking to them about it at the bar, and they were like, yeah, they do a search engine thing, and this was forever ago before Google became Google, and he threw a bunch of money at it, and obviously he won. So
Now
there's
he- now
something
he
to be
won,
said
yeah.
about
Wow.
conversations at bars, I guess.
Right.
Yes.
I hear so much stuff in my bar that stock tips and different things, and you have to take some of it with a pinch of salt. You have to always consider the source. If you respect the person who's saying it, then it's valuable. If you don't respect the person, then maybe it's just a crock of shit, right? But when someone legitimate says something, you gotta get on it. You know what I mean? And I've heard enough stories about Ovi and people who he knew long before Record Shop, and they are buying into it because they believe in him and his vision, as you guys do, and we're all going forward. Is the way I look at it.
Amazing.
Man deserves an explosion and some applause.
And a drink. And a drink.
And a drink.
I love it. I love it. Lisa,
Oh,
you should
man.
just make
Getting
him a
pissy.
staple on these streams because
Yeah.
Yes.
I like
so
it.
much
We gotta
fun.
get him a better webcam though.
yeah.
What, me? Do I need to get?
You're good. You
All
look
good,
great.
all good.
People in the chat real excited that they got dropped the rare and the common collectible. That is pretty cool.
Yay! And I
Ooh,
just
I didn't
mentioned
check.
in Discord, but I will say it here too. I just minted an extra 50 of the rare and popped it into Nick's account, and we can figure out how to divide it later. Because you guys get
shit.
the artists get 20% of the
Whoa.
collectibles, so they got 50 of the rare, and they're getting 88 of the common.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure on me.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
I feel like
figure
the
out-
guy at the end of the table when you have like 10 people out to dinner and everybody just throws money at you and you got to figure out.
You're like, everyone's like, are we
I'll help
good?
you,
You're
I'll
like,
help you.
yeah, we're good.
Just didn't want to drop into the wrong account, and I know your account, so we'll
All
figure
right.
it out later.
We'll figure it
There you
out.
go. Yeah, cool.
We'll figure it out. I'm
And you know
curious,
that we'll know
though.
that if you've burnt them because you'll have all those coins in your account.
Yeah. Money
But it's great
bags.
because you guys can give them away to your fans. Like you can use it
Yeah.
as introductory, like anything. Like it's really up to you and how you want to use those.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. We'll
Cool.
have an
There yours
internal
now.
conversation between the trio.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
For our fans who are here, curious if you guys have. I know, especially Finn. We've talked about it quite a bit, and what else is happening in Web3 and this type of experience. And like, I just keep talking about how I think experience is so important as part of Web3. And when we think of things like Spotify, it's like, what is it missing? It's missing that experience piece. It's you just put it on in the background and like you zone it. You kind of zone it out. It's there, the music you're listening to, but you're not engaged in it. So curious from I already started to know Finn's opinion, but I'll ask you for it anyway.
You can ask the other guys first if you want.
Yeah, then you can fill in any other blank. Sure. So maybe we can start with Last Raven, but. Have you seen anything else in Web3, or is there anything that you have been thinking of that would be like really different for us to try? You know us. We're always open to like thinking of new things and hearing new ideas.
I mean, it was funny because Obi was dropping his nuggets last night, and and I was just like, that's a lot of creative stuff that's kind of coming down the pipeline in Record Shop itself already, and so I'm just interested to see what kind of happens. I'm also interested to see, how maybe Record Shop can work itself into other maybe flow projects, and that would be really cool because I don't know if there, you can necessarily listen to your NFT or in another project, or I don't think that's been done, at least in Flow. So I think that'll be would be really interesting just to see. If
You know what I just thought of off of that? You know what would be super cool is if you could put together all your moments, right, across Top Shots, UFC, NFL All Day, everything, right, into like a compilation of moments across all your cards, and then the bed is a record shop music track.
Yeah, you got the soundtrack.
You got to burn it all together, and it compiles all the moments into one long running moment.
Unique collectible, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That would be
your
super
own
dope.
like video music production.
You just blew my mind.
I love it. Well, that's I think part of the beauty of what we're doing here is you can literally have an idea with that, and if you like it enough, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
Here's an
That's
idea.
the
I
only
just
thing
thought
that's
of, guys.
stopping you.
That's the phrase for the night. Just fucking do it.
What about being able to get all your like record shop cards right? Because you know how for like Ethereum NFTs people have galleries. So having like a virtual gallery where you could see like, you know, posters and, you know, framed posters of the cards, and then you could just walk up to them and then they just start playing the track, you know what I mean? And you could go around a visual gallery as your avatar, checking out all your different songs as a different way to consume them.
Yeah,
Yes,
I love that too.
Yeah.
I like that. Somebody mentioned tailgate parties with NFL All Day. I know that's a thing that's already being talked about. So
Oh yeah.
I guess that's a nugget, kind of.
Let's
Nobody knew that.
let's do it for record shop next concerts. Disco Price, Lena, Leah, like everybody's concerts. Let's do it for everything. We gotta
Everything.
gotta expose people to NFTs who are maybe resistant for whatever reason. We gotta expose them to it. We don't have to ram it down their throat, but we can hand it to them. Just say like, hey, are you know, this is a thing that is going. Everyone's looking at. Everyone's going forward with it.
Yeah, I think it's like NFTs in general just have like a publicity problem in general because what the general public sees is just the Bored Ape. They see, you know, whatever was just sold for, you know, 6 figures, and they're like, well, that's stupid. But they don't know. Like, I feel like the utility isn't being advertised as much, and if
Correct.
people like. And even like honestly, they could see something like this and not fully understand how the like blockchain aspect of it is involved. But like if you entice people with these cool opportunities, and then sort of they can ease into the blockchain aspect of it or the collectible aspect of it or whatever. Like I just think the fact that you can do all these different ideas is what's going to help it in the long run attract a bigger user base.
Yeah, I wish there was more attention around what NFTs are doing to actually save music, because that's the coolest part to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
iTunes came along and people were paying for music again. I feel like NFTs came along and now people are actually caring, you know? It's exciting. And I wish more people knew about like that side of things. But
Agreed. I'm just reading through these comments. What about NFT record shop jukebox? You can walk into a bar, play your NFT on a jukebox. I don't think we're that far off from
No,
some
not
kind of
at all.
integration. Yeah, I don't think we're far.
I think we might have
Pretty
the
close.
first bar to try it out at.
There we go.
Yeah.
oh my god, you guys should have a physical record shop store and people can like come in and like interact with their own NFTs. So, like that would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right next
A
to
little
Phyllis's
pop-up?
pub.
A little pop-up, yeah.
Pop-up.
Yeah, that would be
and like
cool.
Miami Music Week or ADE or something. That would
Yeah, actually that's genius. During
Yeah.
like a music festival.
be sick. Yeah.
So someone mentioned it. Someone mentioned in Discord the other day where if they walked into Phileas Fogs, they walked into my bar and they have the bartender card in their hand, then they got a free drink. And I'm like, fucking totally. I'm like, absolutely yes. If someone walked in and had it, and somehow I would know that, I mean, I'd have to have something like, you know, the tech side of it is way above my pay grade. But if that happened and someone just walked in and they're from New York or they're visiting from wherever, you know, or they're just San Diego locals who find out about us and they walk in and they come in and they have the the bartender card in their hand. Then they just get a free. The first drink is free. I mean, how cool is that, man?
That's
Come on.
dope. That's dope.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's dope.
Sweep the
When we
floor
say
on
like
that.
it's crazy, we say it's crazy with the technology, but like you think about like anything that we use today, right? And at one point it was just like some person's crazy idea, but like even like a credit card and being able to swipe it or like we can tap
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
That's
crazy
it.
how quickly that stuff, like, how quickly that's adopted. I've gone from, like, using credit cards to, like, I literally haven't pulled my credit card out because everything I do
Yeah,
is
I
Apple
just use my
Pay.
phone.
Like,
Yeah.
and that just happened in, the past year.
But it
so
was
it's-
there for a lot longer. It just has
Right.
been
The adoption
Yeah.
takes a while, but
Yeah.
then once it starts to, like, it hits, like, a breaking point where all of a sudden, like, everyone's doing it, and we're gonna get there with this, too.
Meanwhile, Finn in New Zealand is like still trading milk for oats.
Yeah, we're going back to the barter system, baby.
Yeah, so this is why I have my Twitter spaces so early, is so because I actually have to. I'm already up milking the cows and shit like that.
Go.
Anytime you're late to a Twitter space, it's because the cows were taking a little too long.
Exactly. It's not because I slept in, in fact.
No, not because you slept in.
I like that. A sign that says record shop accepted here. Good call,
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that
Yeah.
awesome?
Had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it done, Phileas.
Yeah, Nick, we really, I mean, I'm sure Obi's probably already, like, thought of it or someone's mentioned it, but, like, you have those, like, digital billboards in Miami and you have, like, people out doing flyering stuff. Like, they need the record shop street team out for events like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this year's worth anybody's time. I can't figure it out
Yeah,
yet.
I can't
but
tell what it's going to be like this year.
But next year, for sure. I'm just reading through this. Solar Stone Lifetime Guest List Challenge was amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
in
I-
ASAP Mexico.
Oh, and ASAP Mexico, too. That
They were
was
giving
all,
out digital wristbands to people who were coming to the booth to get access to.
That was cool.
Was it
Can I-
Solarstone?
Can I just say, like, I don't know why someone sells that. I don't understand why someone sells that. Like, cause I got one as part of we're talking about Solar Stone, right? I got one as part of the thing, and then someone just put one at like the price, and I was just like, well, fuck, I'll just take 4 of my friends instead of 2 to the next Solar Stone gig. So I just bought it. It was probably more than I should have paid, but I was like, to me it seemed cheap. So I just bought it, and I'm taking 4 people to the next Solar Stone gig that happens anywhere near the West Coast.
That's awesome.
That is wise.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people sell these really exclusive offerings that you guys have them. I've got the New Year's Eve one. I've got
Yep.
I mean, I love it, man. It's just these are the like incredible rewards that record shop and the artists offer, and people are missing the boat when they're selling them for like a couple of $100. It's just
Well, but see,
to
I
me,
think
it's ridiculous.
I think that's part of what's so awesome about it is like maybe trance isn't someone's thing, but they're really into techno. Like it's a democracy. It's capitalism. Like if they want to flip that and then take the money that they earn from that and put it towards a collectible that means more to them. I think that's what's so awesome. And obviously like it means something to you, and so that's like the perfect collectible for you to pick up.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I also think we just need to hire Phileas Foggs as our, like, not hype man, but he's kind of like, you know, in like old school WWE, they'd have like the manager, like Jimmy Hart for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I feel like
Mean
that's
Gene.
what he needs to be.
Mean Gene.
for us.
I'll be Mean Gene. I can
Yeah,
call
Mean
into you.
Gene, like that's who he is. He's coming out.
Yeah. I'm pretty quiet
good.
guy. Deep inside, I'm a pretty quiet guy.
I don't believe it.
No
You're
one
the
believes
record shop Flavor Flav.
Even my customers don't believe it, but I actually am. I'm a pretty quiet, reserved guy. I think inside, but apparently it doesn't.
No one you
show.
interact with believes it, but
No one.
But he'll keep saying it. Don't worry.
You know, you say it enough, people will believe it.
Phileas's
I-
video editing skills are pretty good too. I don't know if you guys saw that little clip that he made.
Which
Yeah.
one? Editing? Oh yes,
no,
yeah. That was. I thought that was hilarious. It didn't really get the traction I was hoping for, but I personally thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, thank you, Finn. I did see your reactions on Twitter and Discord, so I appreciate it. But it's a bit of fun. We're poking fun at a pseudo competitor. I don't know, whatever. Is Royal really? I don't know, whatever.
Yo, I don't know why I hadn't thought of this. This is not what we're talking about at all, but it popped into my head. Like, what?
Are you gonna hold on, Danny? Are you gonna talk about the price of ribeye steak right now?
Yes. Yo, I got prices for local pork today. Berkshire pork, no joke. No, I'm curious if people would be interested in like having a say on like the collectible itself. So like they participated in the audio, but like the record shop team and the three of us all came up with the idea of like we're gonna get some clips, we're gonna get the credit roll, like, and I can't think of anything else that could be included apart from some kind of like visualizer thing or something, but like. That might be another cool aspect that people could kind of like contribute ideas on. Because again, I'm just all about, there's 250 people there who care. So let's hear like what they've got kicking around, and I'm sure there's some cool ideas there.
Yeah, I did ask for if people wanted to contribute like timestamps that they liked from the video to let us know. There's a couple things I interacted with after the fact.
Oh, the
And everybody
first
was
bounce.
so great.
House Tube said the first bounce. That is a good one.
Like the part where we left at the end of the 2 hours, what the track sounded like there versus what it sounded like in the like mastered version. You know?
Ah.
Yes.
Before it was mastered and stuff.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I want to hear the writing sessions Lena had on the vocals into her iPhone.
Yes, right.
So I
Was
didn't
that
use my
actually
iPhone
recorded?
at all, I don't think.
Was it
Otherwise,
recorded on your phone?
So no, I did it all. The way I write songs usually is I'll just do some like word vomit into the microphone, basically. So I just did it directly into Logic. There were no words or anything. I was just like la 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 la, singing stuff into the mic, and then I went back and listened, and I was like, oh, that part's kind of cool. Maybe I'll use that. Like, and just kind of went through and like chopped up everything. But that could be a fun thing to like break down for people.
Well, because you do the like thing where it just sort of loops and you just record, and then it puts all the takes down. So even that would be interesting for people to see, like that, you know, sometimes it's like you have something, you do it on the first take, and sometimes it's like 4 and you comp it together, and like
or like 20.
or I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot that people don't know about, like just all the little steps, which might be interesting to some people, or it might be like overkill for others.
Definitely.
It would have to be such a humbling like experience to just let go and say, I'm just gonna like fuck around live and like see what people think, but can't take anything that they say too seriously because it's still my piece. Like that must.
Well, here's the thing. I can attest to this for all three of us. It was way better feedback than any fucking A&R has ever given us.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The parts that everyone picked, I think we probably agreed with mostly like 80% of the feedback that we got, which is kind of crazy. Like, I was so scared. I'm like, well, they're gonna pick the one that I don't like, but they actually picked all the ones that we liked, so that was crazy.
Considering we disagree with 100% of all A&R feedback. So.
Yes.
And what is A&R for us people who might not know what that is?
Oh, that would be the guy at the label who always gets a bad rap, but usually it's for a good reason.
It's
artist and repertoire.
Yeah, and it's basically the person that like they're gonna listen to the song, maybe decide if it gets signed to the label, and then they'll also have their notes about what needs to change. And
they're
so
technically the gatekeeper, but I call them the gate blocker.
Yes.
We can never get past the gatekeeper ever. But yeah.
And there are great A&Rs, but there's also a lot of terrible A&Rs that will put their own personal thing into it and feel like they have to put their stamp on it to get behind it on the label. And so there's a lot of artist tricks to we'll send in our V1, and then they say, oh, can you do this, and then you just take the exact same file and label it V2 and say, got you, bro. And you send it back, and they're like, this is it. Like, you guys nailed it.
I love it, Danny. That's so cool.
That's the truth.
But that has to be really frustrating for you guys though too, right? I mean, there's got to be a part of that you just like, you feel like you're getting creatively strangled. I mean, I don't know. I have zero clue about what you guys go through, but the guy who's gonna sell or take your thing to the market is telling you that this doesn't work, and you are just like, holy shit, this is the best shit I've done in like 5 years. How do you do it? Do you just decide to do it on your own at a different angle? I don't know.
At this point, like, we kind of know how to navigate it, but looking back in hindsight, our most successful records have been the ones that have been A&R'd the least.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, that's like a testament to the whole conversation, and I'm sure it's the same for Lena.
But this is, I was gonna say, it's also like, this is what, like, over years of working, like, you start to gravitate towards certain labels because you respect an A&R's opinion on stuff. And there are plenty of times where we've sent something in, and an A&R that we've dealt with a lot will say, like, this is cool, but arrangement-wise, it's a little long here, like, the vocal should be featured more here, whatever. And then I love those constructive, like, the constructive feedback versus, like,
general, when
they just say, like, oh, this needs to be more like the #1 record that's on radio right now, which is the worst feedback.
Yep. And I'm trying to think. It's like, what am I trying to say here? I feel like you have to have a lot of self-belief more than anything else. And also you find your right label partner, I guess. The person that hears your vision, sees your vision, and wants to ride with it. So there are good A&Rs out there, and sometimes it's nice to have a third party that wasn't involved in making it tell us, like, oh, I don't know, maybe that vocal part could be a little better, or, you know, that lyric is weird, and like just having that like external feedback can be nice sometimes. So yeah, self-belief is how we get through it every day, pretty much.
We've had, like, Nick, we've had records where we submitted it and they were like, that melody sounds way too much like this record. And they'll send us a link and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm very glad you pointed that out because I was not familiar with this record, but maybe I heard it somewhere.
That must happen way more often than we think.
Hey, well, I mean, like, so much music comes out that, yeah, for sure. And sometimes it's just like, it's a matter of, like, maybe the sound is similar enough and, like, the melody is different. But, like, even if you just change the sound, it doesn't, like, trigger that, you know, like, connection right away.
Just add cowbell and vocoder.
Yeah.
So that ear to the ground, listening to like so many different tracks that come in, help you figure out, like, oh shit, yeah. So there's a whole purpose behind going through them, right? I just feel like there's a lot of negativity where they're just like, no, that sucks. You got to change it. Versus just like you bring it to them feeling so confident and so pumped about it, and you're like, dude, I just spent like 3 months on this, or 3 weeks, or, you know, whoever you are, maybe 3 minutes, right? But they're like, hey, this is a bomb track, and then they're like, nah, and this is why. But now you're giving us the reasons why they knock it back, why they say no. It's because, like, if various reasons, but one of them is more legitimate. Is like, hey, dude, it literally just sounds like this guy.
Yeah, or like you get there are good A&Rs that just say, like, love this, but have you thought about, you know, maybe a sound that would work in this last drop that's similar to this record? And, like, it's a suggestion. It's not a mandatory thing that we need to do. And I love that feedback. But one of the reasons we work with Spinnin' a lot is because they let us do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
Like, and we've had a lot of we've had a lot of success with them, and, like, they're just like, they trust our judgment, and either they like the record or they don't. Either it's, we can market this and this is awesome, or it's not for us. And that's fine. And I'd rather get that it's not for us, and then we can go elsewhere. We can put it out on our own, and that's all good. But instead of them trying to say like, well, it's not for us, but if you did this laundry list of things, then it'll be for us. That's just annoying. So, yeah, it's all over the map. But anyway, the point was it was more preferable working with you guys than it was working with A&R.
Yes, right. Right, that's what derailed us. Now I remember.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay, us!
You guys
Yay,
don't
us!
suck.
We
The
did
thing
it.
is, we don't have the like none of us are professionals or even professed to be professionals, but we know what we like, right? We know what we like to hear,
Yeah.
and this guy might, whoever it is has a different. He looks at it differently than we do. So I think this was not only just phenomenal, like exploration of a new concept, and kudos to Record Shop and Lena and Disco Price for all of it. But you literally had 250 people throwing in some like insight, and it may have swayed you. I mean, like I think you had like 3 or 4 different versions of how this would go, how this would go, how this would go, how this would go, how this would go. But and you even threw the cowbells in for us, yeah. But none of us, like prior to this, well, me anyway. Prior to this conversation, I had no clue, what you have to go through to get something into the production and mainstream and everything else, right? So I love stuff like this. The bottom line is I love stuff like this, and I'm amazed it's took me this long to actually get involved with you guys as much. But it just amazed. Like I remember when I was watching, like Danny specifically, I could tell he was working his fucking ass off, dude. He was trying to change shit. And maybe none of the 250 people realized what he was doing because we're all focused on like the music and everything else. But Danny was like fucking stressing, man. He was like,
I was laser focused.
And like every moment that I'd ever seen Danny on camera or Twitch or whatever, he always seemed like so chill. And Nick seemed to be the one stressing out, but it was like roles reversed because Danny was stressing out because he was trying to put the shit together live right there as we suggested shit, and it was awesome to see, and I just want to say I appreciate Lena and Danny and Nick for everything they did, and I hope it blows up for everybody, dude.
Thank you.
Somebody give this man a Twitch show. Jesus.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
No.
Out right
Someone
now,
just give me a beer, dude.
Come and join Amp, bro.
Oh, I have one.
Unreal.
Awesome.
Thank you so
I
much.
think, yeah, that is an amazing way to wrap. I hope everyone else on here is as excited as Philly is about this process and about what we got coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys very
Yeah,
much.
thank you. I also just saw Raptors 578 comment having a way to share the collectible, so we can share the video of the co-producer list. Lena just messaged me and said we should do something on social media, so we'll find a way to make it happen. That sounds easy for us to do. I don't know if we can make it shareable on the collectible, but we can definitely find a way on social media to do it. So
Yeah.
again, thank you for the ideas.
Awesome. Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sweet.
Well, thank you for hosting this, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
It's fun.
for giving us something good to host.
And
Make it easy.
I got to
Along
plug.
with Philly.
I got to plug. If you're on Twitch, please go follow us on Twitch. The Disco Fries. Lena, are you
And-
on Twitch?
I am, but I haven't started using it yet. So Instagram for now at It's
Yes.
Lena Leon. Find me on there.
Awesome.
And
Thank you
just a quick
guys.
plug. Amp NFT on YouTube.
Yes,
You guys
follow
want to check out the
everybody.
interviews?
Everybody follow each other.
Do you want y'all
Here we
can
go.
put your
Easy.
links in before we head on
yeah, here we
over,
go.
and I'm gonna raid. First Mint is on right now, so let's go raid them.
You know I
Ooh,
don't
our
know how to
friends.
do that.
I got it. We'll put it. I think somebody shared the link to your bar already. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Spawn got you. Spawn's on
yeah,
top of the
Spawn got
links.
you.
Sweet.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna go raid the First Mint, but this has been such a pleasure. I think we all just feel so lucky to have been a part of this. First time ever.
Ever.
It's just so freaking cool.
Yes.
Thank you for making this song with us, guys. It means the world. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We did it.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna go raid the First Mint.
Lisa didn't click the link when she should have, but whatever. Here we go. Now
All
we're
right.
gone. Now we're gone. Now we're gonna go.
Now we're good. All right, now we're off.
Cheers,
Awesome.
guys.
God.
I'm gonna.
That was
I'll just
great.
hit end.